Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at my Great League Heatran in the Great League Remix Cup. This Pokemon is quite funny because it's like kinda unique with its typing. Is there actually another Fire and Steel type Pokemon? At least I cannot think of one right now. There might still be someone, but I don't know. But you're going to have a team here that is quite popular if you don't run Heatran, but if you run something like a Carbink in the back instead. But Heatran is way more funnier. Why would you ever want to run Heatran? A, because you want to be funny, and B, because there are quite a lot of answers actually, or like kind of Pokemon that you kind of want to answer with it. For example, Steelix, you don't really want to encounter a Heatran with a Steelix. And there are also some others, for example, Mantine, if they're running Ice Beam, which is the standard moveset, but not all of them are running this. But also, there are going to be a lot of Grass-type Pokemon now, like we have with the Superior as well. There are other Grass-type Pokemon that are going to be run here as well. And there's still going to be, sadly, a lot of weaknesses for this Pokemon though. Fighting is one, which you have with Annihilate quite commonly, but also Ground is a double weakness. Water is quite common as well, which is a single weakness. So it is a little bit of a trickier one to run, but honestly, I had great results with it, which I did not really expect at all. But I think also the team around it was very, very solid. First time for me running Superior as well as the Dugong in this current meta. And both of which are going to be great to play. Like honestly, Pokemon I really recommend you to run. We are running Stone Edge on our Heatran. I was thinking of swapping it to Iron Head just in order to knock out all the Carbinks. In hindsight, I most likely should have done that because I don't think I am using Stone Edge a single time, just because Magma Storm is just faster and still does a lot of damage. And here we're gonna see, by the way, how you can completely hardwall a Mantine and just farm them down with a Heatran, which is just hilarious. A lot of people are just not prepared for this Pokemon, which does make sense because most people don't have this Pokemon, but also it is of course a fun one to run. And here we're gonna see the opponent basically forfeiting this game. Next opponent, we're going to have the Magnezone. There was also a case where I thought where it might be a little bit better to go for Tropius and lead over the Superior, but basically exactly for just this matchup I decided against it because you're going to have a way better matchup as a Superior against something like a Magnezone. What you're also going to see here is quite an interesting thing for the Heatran. We're going to have another Pokemon that we completely destroy. We, I think, double resist everything here other than like Psyshock or something. It is absolutely massive as we can just go ahead and let the move go through. We can go for the full farm down. We have a ton of energy, and having Heatran with a ton of energy is very, very scary. They decide to go back into their Magnezone, which has a Wild Charge loaded, but we don't really care too much about it, even though they go for the Mirror Shot and actually get the debuff onto us, which is a little bit of an annoying thing because we would have had a better matchup against the Gligar. But if you look at the damage here, it is going to be the debuff damage, which is great for them. But does it really matter? I don't think it does. As you're gonna see here, we do so much damage, and look how fast we get to those Magma Storms. They're just chunking away. They're forced to use their final shield as we can go for the swap immediately into the Superior. And winning this game with just two Pokemon is kinda hilarious. Next opponent, Carbink in the lead, a lovely lead for us, great lead for us indeed, as you're gonna see here the victory bell coming in. And exactly for this scenario, I kinda was thinking about going for Iron Head on our Heatran, because you would be able to just one-shot most likely the Carbink. Honestly curious if it would one-shot. It is a super effective, double super effective move from a stab. Heatran, it might do enough damage, but I'm not too sure. Actually, we're running here the Stone Edge. We're actually going to go for a Stone Edge for the first time, which is quite interesting. And we're actually going to go for another one straight away afterwards. But yeah, basically, Iron Head would have been able to completely destroy the opponent. But like this, we're going to be forced to go back into our Superior. But we're still going to have the Dugong in the back. And Dugong in the back are very likely going to have a great time, no matter what is going to be there. And it's going to be actually a Tropius, which is just lovely for us. We can just go for basically the full farm down most likely. I can use a shield here. Maybe I go for one charge move first and then just see on how it's going to go, because Icy Wind is going to allow us to take the Leaf Blade way easier. And I think we can just farm them all the way down. Double super effective Ice Shot is just chunking away from the opponent. We will see them going for the Leaf Blade now. It is going to two-shot us most likely, but it doesn't matter because they don't even get to another move. And like this, we can just go for a double Icy Wind against the opponent's Carbink. I think they give up at this point anyway, and so we can move on to the next opponent. Crocalaw. A Pokemon that beats the entire team here, I guess. We have some lag as well, which is a little bit annoying. There was a different game, I'm not too sure if it's in here or not, like I did a lot of battles with this team, where I also lost just because of lag. So like, yeah, the lag spikes are still existing here at the point of recording and battling, which is quite annoying. but it is what it is. We're going to see the Ice Wind coming through. This is kind of nice for us because the Feraligator is now going to be forced to use a shield, and so there is an opening for us as we can let the move go through. Again, they denied our fast move here, which is kind of funny because of the lag. Doesn't matter because we are not going to get the damage off anyway, but just like those small things that you see in terms of inconsistencies, which are kind of annoying, I have to say. Getting the defense drop here is really annoying as well, as now the Incinerate is going to do more damage, as I kind of want to get some damage onto them. This is really annoying that we got the 30% chance here from the crunch. Everything kind of goes against us. We are forced to swap out of here. And yeah, we're going to see as well that we're going to be able to use a shield. Crunch is going to get another defense drop. And this is going to matter as well, as we are going to be able to reach another charge move here. We would have been way better off in terms of our health as well if they didn't get the debuff immediately. I have to try to go ahead and get, yeah, basically another shield up. But we're gonna see that we cannot farm them all the way down, which is a little bit annoying. But at this point, we have to see what they're going to have in the back. It is going to be the Superior, and we're going to lose this battle. Next opponent, Golbat in the lead. Horrible lead for us. We can swap out straight away into our Ice type of Dewgong. They swap out into the Carbink. That's kind of what you want to do anyway, as it's going to be a very normal matchup for you. At least it's not going to be a great matchup, but it's going to be a matchup that you can at least get some damage onto them. And afterwards, you're most likely going to be able to at least get somewhat of farm with your lead, which is kind of nice. Rockslide not going to knock us out, and we decide to go for another Drill Run here to get them low. It doesn't knock them out at all, but it's gonna get them low enough that we can farm them down with our Superior and most likely end up, after taking a Moonblast, very likely here at like 100 energy, which is going to be great for us because it's going to allow us as well to hit those aerial aces against the opponent's Golbat. But of course, we're going to swap out straight away now into our Heatran, which can take the moves way easier, and they just instant swap, but they swapped into a Superior. This is not going to look good for them, as our Magma Storm is going to completely destroy them. They actually still survive with like a few HP, but it doesn't matter. Leaf Tornado, of course, gonna get the drop again. Like every chance that was like going against me here today was just happening. It was just kind of annoying. Like getting all the drops on my defense and attacks, even though it's always just a chance, is just kind of mad. But at least here I was able to guess the move correctly, and I was no shielding a Poison Fang. And with this game is over. Like there is no way the opponent can come back from this. I can shield another Poison Fang, it doesn't matter. I just want to reset my debuff, and so I can go into my Superior. As long as I don't use a shield here, I'm going to be fine anyway because I have a move stored. And so I can go for another Aerial Ace here. If they farm me down, that's great for them, which they actually can do. But it doesn't matter, as the Magma Storm is coming through, and we actually win CMP tie anyway, and so that's going to be it for this battle. Next opponent, we're going to have the Salazzle. I think this might be the game that I was talking about, but let's find out. I decided to swap out straight away into my Dewgong, which is my best play here in general, but let's take a look at what the opponent's gonna do here. Poison Fang coming through, all fine so far. Jellicent, we have some more lag again. It is so annoying to play, but it is what it is. But it is going to be an interesting matchup here still. We're going to be able to go for a Drill Run, and honestly I still think I'm kind of in this game because I can farm them down with my Jellicent. I avoid this matchup with my Heatran, not with my Jellicent, with my Superior, of course. I can farm on the Jellicent with the Superior that we have, and so we're going to be able to get a ton of energy now, and I think I'm going to be in a fine spot. I don't think I'm going to be in a really bad spot yet, because we're going to get some energy now, and the opponent cannot really do anything about it. And so now we can go for 2 fast moves and 1 aerial ace, and as you can see, the opponent just gets the free fast move in, which completely changes the entire game, which you're going to see afterwards, because I would just swap out like I do here, but I would have way more HP on my Superior still, and it just changes everything, because in the back, what you're gonna see after the opponent goes for another charge move here, which is totally fine for me, there's going to be a Pokemon lurking that we would have been able to beat if we had more HP on our Superior. It's going to be most likely, at least I think I would be able to beat it with the Empoleon here. I would have most likely been able to reach another charge move in time, because I would have had a way more HP. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. The opponent can actually still farm me down here, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, kind of the debuffs are kind of adding up right now as well. But I could have swapped out here now, and as you can see, I definitely would have been able to win this game. I would have got to another Frenzy Plant easily, and yeah, it is what it is. Let's move on to the next opponent. Here's kind of a tricky matchup, to be fair. Sab-eye, you're going to outspeed them to the aerial ace, but you're going to basically have the same speed towards your frenzy plants. Luckily we were able to hit one. I was thinking of going for the bait first, because the opponent's play is most likely to shield up 1 frenzy plant and then just try to win the CMP ties the entire time. But it is what it is. We're going to see here the opponent swapping out into a Carbink, and I decided to go for the Ice Demon instead, just because I want to get a little bit less damage onto my Superior afterwards and try to farm them down later on. I think this is the right call as well. As you can see, the opponent can go for a charge move. It might not even put us into a range where they can farm me down. It is going to be close. They can farm me down. They can definitely farm me down as they have some more lag coming through. But we can try to go for the full farm down against the opponent. It can take a move. It's going to be the Moonblast coming through from the opponent as well, as they're going to swap out into the Sab-eye. Great combo play from them. They have a little bit more energy on this Pokemon as well, so I go straight for the charge move. Maybe I could win for like one more fast move or something. But they decided to use a shield anyway, and never mind, I would have not been able to go for one more fast move, as the opponent is going to go for their own foul play again, forcing my final shield. I'm going to be able to farm them all the way down though, and now it depends on what they have in the back. They go back into the Carbink, so they're going to be definitely weak against my Superior, and I can actually just keep some energy. This might be the way to go. Let's see what's going to be in the back. The opponent is going to have here the Ferrothorn. This is going to do so much damage with our fast move. We can go for the Magma Storm, as we saw. Bullet Seed are coming through there as well, so we can go for the back-to-back Magma Storm to knock out the opponent. What a game here. Goodbye, Ferrothorn. Next opponent, also a subscriber of mine who sometimes sent in some gameplay here as well. We're going to have a horrible lead of Mantine, so we can swap out into the Dugong to get completely hardwalled by an Annihilate. At this point, I was thinking maybe there is a Pokemon in the back that I can still deal with. Maybe it's like something like a Ninetales or whatever. We just kind of have to hope for this. They need to have something that can beat like electric types, which are kind of rare, I guess. And something that can beat like rock type Pokemon still in the back, which are kind of rare, I guess. So, like the thing that I was kind of expecting at this point as well was a Mud Boy, but I cannot really do anything about it. And they basically get perfectly to another charge move here, which is quite annoying. And so I can go for the back-to-back Frenzy Plant against the opponent's Mantine. But yeah, what am I supposed to do? I'm forced to use a shield here now. I tried to go for the bait as well, kind of showcasing that I might be weak to it in the back, which I am not directly, but maybe, depending on the moveset. And we're going to get the shield here, which is kind of nice, and we can even reach another Frenzy Plant in time, as the opponent is going to decide to let the move go through. We will see that I swap out immediately, just to get hardwalled by a Quagsire. And there is nothing that I can do about it. Like, they literally have perfect answers for everything that they had on the team. Those battles do exist. And they even have Mud Bomb, which is even wilder. But yeah, we can move on to the final one for today. Gligar in the lead. Horrible lead for us, right? We can swap out eventually into our Sasop here. I just go onto the Aerial Ace basically. But they swap out now into the Jellicent again. Like, we're getting kind of walled here. It is not really a great matchup so far for us. But let's see if we can still deal with it. We're gonna see the opponent going for most likely a Shadow Ball. You could decide to use a shield if you really want to, but I feel like it's not really worth it in this matchup. Just because you do resisted fast move damage, and the opponent always has like some stab moves against you. It is a little bit annoying, but we're gonna put them into range where we can farm them down later on with the Superior, which is going to be great. So Shadow Ball coming through, I can go into the Superior again. They still get to a move, but I think it's just going to be a Surf, so I can let the move go through anyway. It is going to be the Surf, and so we're in a decent spot as we swap out immediately to catch the Aerial Ace. This was my goal the entire time, because I was expecting that the opponent would try to do this. I will be able to just take it easily, and they're going to have the Empoleon in the back. And this is actually quite decent, because their fast move is double resisted, as we are going to be the Fire and Steel typing. Steel types are 4 times resisted here, and this is going to be really good for us, as we can go for the Magma Storm, getting the first shield. You can go for another Magma Storm. Do we get another shield here from the opponent? Let's find out. It is going to be able to connect actually and just knock them out, and we can even reach another one in time. Heatran is just completely demolishing the opponent, as we can swap out, go for the Frenzy Plant combo play, and win the final battle. This team was actually kind of fun to play, so definitely if you have a Heatran, why not try out the Heatran? But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.